What is going on YouTube? Jay here from MJTech. Today coming with a very nice upgrade here, and this is a vacuum. Of course, I am currently using the one that I reviewed about 5 months ago, which is called the Zuzi Z50. Now this is the Dreame L10 Pro, and let me tell you guys, it definitely deserves that Pro name on it because of the fact that we get so many sensors, so much more technology, and the price is actually not that bad right now. The regular price is about $489 approximately. You can get this right now for about $360. And well, the main big difference for me is that first of all, now the application that comes with it, which is the Mi Home app, has a lot more things that you can do to it in order to customize it to certain needs that a lot of us need that unfortunately my current vacuum doesn't offer right now. And second, it has the Lidar sensor, which is very important for mapping, and a high precision 3D imaging sensor, which is great for detecting objects. Just to make it a little bit easier to see, this is everything that came inside of the box: the vacuum, the power cord, the mop tank, the charging station, the brush, the quick start guide, and the manuals. To get the L10 Pro set up, the first thing that we have to do is remove two tabs that are on the side. These are made out of foam so that we can activate the bumping sensor. Next, we flip it around, and now we will install the brush that came included with it. It goes here on the left hand side when we see it from the bottom. And just to give you guys an idea, this is the brush, and you simply remove it like so in order to maintain it. If you guys already have a robotic vacuum, the procedure to clean it is very similar to pretty much almost every brand out there. They'll have a very similar design. These are the points of contact for charging. We have more sensors on the bottom, and on the front is where we have the 3D precision sensor. Then we have the Lidar sensor. These two buttons on the top, these are for spot cleaning. We have the return to home button and the power key as well. And again, the very important sensor, the Lidar navigation, on the top side of the vacuum. On the back side, it has, I call it a little trunk lid, and when you open it, you are greeted with this card. Make sure that you don't lose this. We're gonna need it later on to set up the application for it. Here we have the cleaning bin. All you have to do is simply press on the clip and lift it up. This is the one that can hold up to 570 milliliter. And here we have the mopping side of it. As I explained before, all you have to do is fill it up with water by removing this little tab, this little flap. You fill it up with water and whatever chemicals are allowed to be in here. And then all you have to do is just flip it around. Let's go ahead and reinstall this real quick. Now we simply flip it around again, and these are the 2 points of contact. All you have to do is just slide it in like so. Very easy to do. And to remove it, there are 2 tabs on the side of this compartment. Press them and it comes right off. Now you can also change the amount of water that you want this to release on your floor, and of course we can set up all of this on the application itself. According to the quick start guide, our next step is to place it on the charging station. To do so, just simply connect your charging station to the power cord and place it on a surface where you have sufficient space. I would say more than a feet according to what it says on here. And so now we just simply drag the vacuum here to the connecting points, and it will turn on and it will give you a greeting message momentarily here. It takes a few tries before you get it done properly, and as you guys can tell, the lights are blinking. There, we heard it, and now we can set up the application. Our next step is to now select a room. We will select living room. We click on next. I'm gonna leave the name as it is right now, just to make it easier to know what it is. And so now we have just to get started. In order to finish all the setup, we click on accept. Okay, you scroll to the side, next step. So this is basically just telling you how much distance you need, and that also you have to completely charge your device. So click on Start Experience. Okay, we continue here. Just confirm. And check that out, guys. We have a firmware update. So we're gonna click on Confirm. We're gonna click on Update.
The robot is updating. It will take about 5 minutes. Do not turn it off, nor start a cleaning task.
We will be back in 5 minutes. We have successfully installed the firmware update. It took about 1.5 minutes approximately, although it said about 5 minutes, so that was quite quick. The application has now been completely set up, and we are currently at 62% of charge here with the battery. It has to be at 100% in order for you to start a full cleaning, and at the same time it would take an image. It will create kind of sort of a map, so that way you can set up different cleaning modes and separate different rooms. It's a very cool little thing here, and that's why I said that the application here is way different to anything that I've seen before, at least from my experience. And that's why I really am into this vacuum, just because of little things like this, the application, the lidar sensor, the 3D imaging, all these things, they do make a difference. And again, we're gonna fully wait until this is charged and continue with the cleaning later. While we wait for this thing to charge, I just want to show you here briefly some of the things that you can start doing on this application, and both just depending on what you need, you can start changing the settings. And one of them is that if we go here into cleaning mode, this is what I was mentioning before, that you have different suction options. And the first one we have here is quiet. This would just keep things very nice and smooth, and it's going to be super quiet. I believe this thing can go as low as 65 decibels, which is a very quiet vacuum, and that's definitely a plus for this. And by default, it comes in standard. You have strong and turbo. Turbo will definitely deplete your battery a lot faster. And then for the mop, we have something similar here. We have slightly dry, standard, and wet. That's what I was mentioning before, that you can change the settings with the application, and here it is. If we click on the upper right hand side corner of this application where the 3 dots are located, this will give you even better settings and better management, I should call it. So the first thing we have here is 3D high precision obstacle avoidance. If you turn this off, it's in case, let's say you have your floors are very dirty, there's a lot of, for example, dog food on the floor or rice, whatever the case may be, you might want to have this thing turned off just so that it gives you the best cleaning possible. But if you're just keeping it clean, then you don't have to do this. That way your items will not get dragged. Like right now, my current Suzy Z50 is doing, is dragging a lot of items. That's because only the sensor, the bumper sensor, works. So when things are light, it will not, of course, trigger that sensor, and it doesn't know, and it'll keep just dragging it, and sometimes it gets tangled up with it. So again, you can either turn it off or turn it on depending on what kind of cleaning scenario you're looking for. So then we have the carpet boost. This is in case it goes into, let's say, a carpet, from a hard surface to a carpet, it would go into the max suction power until it leaves that area and it goes back to the hard floor, then it will go back to normal. The next thing we have is resume cleaning mode. And again, everything is being explained here on the lower side. So this is basically, let's say your battery goes low and it charges, it'll go back and resume to that same spot where it left after it has been charged. Then we have the do not disturb mode, the same thing. This will carry out the schedule that it was already meant to do, but then you can set up the time where you don't want it to disturb, and it'll just interrupt the schedule, but then after that it'll continue the regular schedule without you having to do anything directly from here. And then here we have mop cleaning. It says after turning on the vacuum, mop will remind you to clean it. So this is like a mop cleaning reminder. The next option we have is scheduled cleanup, and this I usually like to set it up for the times that I'm either sleeping or the times that I'm out for work. That's the best time because I don't have that stress or anxiety that I'm gonna step on it or I'm gonna hit it with something. I just like to have that peace of mind, so I prefer when it cleans after I leave the house or I am sleeping. The next one we have here is cleaning history. Basically tells you the total area that it cleaned, the duration, and the total time. Then we have here accessory usage. Now this is a very useful one in my opinion. It tells you Well, when the filter needs to be replaced or cleaned based on percentage, it is a brand new vacuum, so everything is at 100%, but it'll tell you when the side brush needs cleaning, when the main brush needs cleaning, when the sensors and also the filter needs to be cleaned. That's very, very good. And again, one of the reasons as to why I am liking this vacuum quite a bunch. The next option we have here is remote, and remote is very self-explanatory. You can operate the vacuum manually and very easy to do, as you can tell. We have locate my robot in case it ran out of battery or something got tangled up mostly, and you have to locate it based on the maps that you created. You can do so here. We have device's name. We can change this at any time. I like to leave it on standard settings. We have location management, device sharing. Then we have intelligent scenes. I'm assuming this is for every time it cleans in a specific room. I think that's what it is. I'm not sure because I don't have the map set up yet. We have a firmware update. We just conducted one and it is at its latest version right now. We have help and feedback, and of course more settings. This is in case you guys need support or something of that nature. I think you have to go here in order to give them more information about your product. And that's pretty much it here for the settings. Another day has passed here and I went ahead and completed the map. There's a whole bunch of things you can do on here, but now since it is cleaning, I wanted to show you that you can even create virtual walls on your map. So this right here is my dining room. Right now it is cleaning at my kitchen, and it does it in zigzags. So first it goes around the walls, and then it goes in zigzags. Like you can see here, these lines represent where she has passed already. And this is the bathroom, this is the corridor. We have the living room right here. This is the main entrance, and back here we have this sliding door. As you can tell, she's currently moving here in my kitchen. So if I click here on no-go zone, it'll pause it. Right now it is paused, and here you can see that I can just click on any room. For instance, I can click here, and then sorry about that. So I'm gonna click on let's see, no-go zone again, and then from here you just simply add the area. You can make it smaller as well where you want the no-go zone, and of course she's gonna block that area. Alright guys, so here I went ahead and got my coffee and my dog food here, and I just built a little bit at least of the dog food for now. These are bigger grains, and this will tell us how good she can clean when it comes to heavy messes. So I might have to disable the 3D sensor just so that it doesn't think that this is an object and that she needs to skip it. But let's see how she does even with it enabled first. Well, just in case you guys might be questioning yourself how you clean specific rooms after they have been divided, well, it is very simple. If you go here into rooms, you see you have all, and you have zones, and you click here on room, and let's say you just want to clean the living room so that we can pick up that mess right there. All we do is just select one room, and then you click here on the play button, and then it'll just clean that selected room. So here you go.
Start selected room cleaning.
There you go, you heard her. And so now she's going to be backing up from the docking station and continue cleaning. Okay, and so here now we go with the pass and see how it does. You might need to go again. I'm using it on remote mode. There we go. And apparently is able to do it. Alright guys, so here we have another cleaning scenario. As you can tell, I placed some items on the floor. I have mainly TV remotes and the PlayStation 4 remote, and I also spilled some coffee, and we have it to where it's only cleaning here the living room area. So I'm going to go ahead and place it back on play and see how it does. I did reactivate here the 3D high precision obstacle avoidance right there. And so like I said before, you need to go into devices settings. If your floor is very dirty and there's big chunks of items that need to be cleaned, turn it off and it will work a lot better that way. So let's go ahead and start the cleaning and see how it does. As you guys could observe from that little clip, it did fail in the sense of the 3D high precision sensor. It didn't do its job and it did hit the remote control. That's my TV remote. It dragged it a little bit, but it's been doing, I would say, a pretty decent job cleaning up the coffee mess that I made. And of course, we're gonna see how it does with the other two obstacles that we have on the other side over there. Once again, we could observe right there that it did touch the remote for the PlayStation and the remote for my cable box. It did it again, so this is once more an indication that I don't know if it is because of the color or the weight of it, but the sensor is not really reading it 100%. However, when it pushes it a little bit, sometimes it kind of knows that there's something there and it backs off of it. It doesn't keep pushing it around, just like we saw with the other remote. But it's something to notice that not all the time it will completely avoid the item. It will notice it eventually, but sometimes they do get on the way and it will just push it around a little bit. Alright, so now in this portion of the video, we're going to go ahead and test real quick here the noise coming from the vacuum using one of these. And so right now we have it on quiet mode, then we're going to place it on standard, strong, and turbo. Let's start here with quiet mode. Our next mode is going to be standard mode. Let's see how it does. Now we have strong mode. And finally, turbo mode. Now we're going to be doing the mopping with this vacuum. You just simply open this little flap, add the water, and you're all set to go. Now for the vacuum, all you have to do is flip it around. And after spilling that coffee on purpose, I gotta say I regret it because I had to do a lot of cleaning. I did the whole filter cleaning. All these sensors were cleaned. And yeah, coffee was a bad idea, but anyways, here we go. You just clip it on here. And you will get a message, water tank has been installed. Now all we do is go into the app, set it for cleaning. You're gonna keep it at the living room. It is a lot easier right now. We're gonna mop and see how it does. Alrighty guys, so here we're gonna go ahead and start with the mopping. Once again, we're gonna set up just for the living room. So we go into room, then we select living room. And before we go into the cleaning part, let's go here into cleaning mode. And so since I spilled coffee, I wanna go into wet when it comes to the water flow setting for the mop. So for the mopping pattern, we're gonna do deep mopping. So again, we're gonna go wet, deep mopping, and for the suction, we're gonna go into standard now, since we already cleaned the coffee. And let's go back here, let's put it on play, one room, and please select a cleaning area, confirm. There we go.
Start selected room cleaning.
And as you can tell, everything else grayed out. We are only cleaning the living room. Alrighty guys, so here comes the moment of truth when it comes to the stairs. This thing has an AntiClip sensor, which is together with the Lidar sensor. So these are my stairs right here. And what I'm gonna do is keep on pressing here the button to go forward. and let's see if it actually rolls down. And as you guys can tell, I can keep it on all day, but the anti-clip sensor would not let it go down. So yes, it is functional. Well guys, there we have it now for the unboxing and the review of the Dreame Bot L10 Pro. Well, a lot of you guys are going to question yourself whether or not this is worth it. I would say yes, 100% it is worth it. Keep in mind that, well, the high precision 3D sensor did fail in the sense that it didn't evade those remote controls that I had on the floor. But this thing has only about 100 items right now programmed into the system to evade them. So those could be anything else except for the remotes. I still don't think that that's the case, but yes, it did fail, but it doesn't make it a bad vacuum whatsoever. Most of the items that I put in front of it, including, let's say, shoes and other items, it did evade them well, but just not the remote. But everything else works as intended. I was very pleased with the mopping capability of this unit. I was pleased with the suction power. Keep in mind that if you change it to different suction powers, as you saw from my testing, the noise will change as well. And of course, the battery may not last as long, especially if you have it on the turbo mode. Then things are going to get depleted a little bit faster, but it's still great vacuum, great battery durability, great mapping capabilities as well. And overall, I am satisfied. So if you guys have any questions, you know exactly what to do. Leave your comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more, click on the bell icon, and I will see you on my next one.